I know.
How long ago?
No, never leaked.
Oh,
It's made of those, is all I was saying.
but how long ago?
Oh, how long? To 2000. I get that.
All right, do a pledge of allegiance to start off with, RJ can lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, sir.
All right, so a roll call.
Ennis,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Frank, here, Dedek. Craig.
Here.
Leonard.
Here.
Peters.
Yes.
All right, public comment. Floor is open. Computer is open.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Can we get a consent agenda agreement or consent agreement on the treasury report for July, the bills for July, and the city council meetings for July? Need a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Any discussion on that? All approved for consent agenda?
Aye.
Aye. Any not approved? Okay, that is going through. Well, number two, motion to approve the 2027-2028 budget for LSW.
I'll make a motion to table the budget until next month. We have time for discovery.
Okay,
Second on the motion. Any discussion on that?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I obviously, I know that things were sent to the MLA for review, and I guess just wondering if there's anything else you need specifically from me or from treasurer of LSW, certain communication there happening or that needs to be happening.
This is a request from the
Finance.
finance committee on what they want.
You want a list of what they all want, but.
Well, just so it
13 of
doesn't
the
fall off the earth.
Yeah, if you, and I believe it's page 13, I can pull it up, but there's a specific list of documents that they're supposed to provide to the city along with the budget. Off the top of my head, there's supposed to be a 5-year capital outlay. There's supposed to be a formula that shows us how our percentage is determined. They should be showing us our taxable value, the mills, basically show us the math. But there's a list of like 5 documents that are missing. And I think at a minimum, we want to see that. There may also be some questions about the way the budget is being presented, the fact that Victor's being included in the budget when they're technically not part of that.
that's under contract.
Contract should be separate, and they should, per the agreement, the way I've read it, is they should be getting charged for actual use. Because they're not part of the agreement.
What do you mean, charge for actual usage?
They're a contract. They're under contract. They're not one of the 3 entities,
Correct, they have no,
so they shouldn't be part of the budget.
they have no voting rights and they don't approve the.
Correct.
Their income shouldn't be counted as part of the budget.
Their, what they owe matches what's all township.
What they owe should be the services that they use per the agreement. Now, I just read that agreement once and I read it quickly. I was out of town and I had a lot going on since I've been back. My initial, very quick reading through there, I'm almost positive it states that if you're not part of that agreement, that you pay for services rendered at actual cost. If there's been
The agreement that you're referring to, is it the interlocal agreement or the
Yeah.
agreement that we went in with Victor Township
the
within the
interlocal,
last year or two?
we've not been provided with the agreement for Victor, so I have no idea what that agreement states, but the interlocal says anyone who's not a member of the agreement pays actual costs for service rendered.
Yeah, I don't remember, I guess, stating obviously that the city hasn't received a copy of the agreement, but
I haven't.
but I, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if we really need to.
I don't know either, but I guess, yeah, why is that? I don't know.
I think it's.
At the end of the day, we're happy, I go back and ask those things, but have we emailed the treasurer or are you asking me, am I the person that's supposed to get that?
I think first point would be you going to ask for it.
Okay.
before we get the treasurer involved, just because what happened last time.
Yep.
Like a softer touch would be good to start off with.
Yeah.
Were
That's
you
what we
involved
put
at
it.
all? Do they involve the board in the budget process?
Yes. Yeah, we have reviewed that and approved that on our end.
But in dissecting the numbers and so on, or is it just presented to you and say yes and done?
It's presented and discussed and approved, but in determining the numbers that are on that, no, we don't have a finance committee. Dan, are you part of that?
That was part of doing the budget, yeah. And unfortunately, some of those numbers are estimates because they won't know until December when they get those actual costs from the county. So that is a projection because their budget is so far ahead that we don't have the county numbers. I believe Danielle won't get them till December.
For our taxable value,
Yeah,
for winter, yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
And so.
kind of depends on assessing too, and how fast assessing can turn around their things, and then how fast equalization can get back to us, because their millage is, when we get our taxes in the winter, that's when we see those payments.
So when those numbers are for the city, Scioto and Woodhull, those are the best guesstimate based on previous years. That 2 mills increase. So the actual numbers again won't be until December. Reference to Victor. That's a whole separate just contract versus expenditures. Because Victor Township does not own any of the equipment anymore. It's all LSW equipment. So all the trucks and everything belong to LSW.
In the agreement, doesn't it state that whatever comes in from Victor is taken out of whatever budget we see, so it's not even in the equation.
Well, I would think that you
So,
would,
yeah, so I would think that the new contract would supersede what was previously in there, because I think that was when Victor was in and then got out.
well, wouldn't supersede the interlocal, because the
They're not-
interlocal
they
is
were
not
in the
part of
interlocal,
Victor. The interlocal just says what happens if we were to go in contract with even Benny. Or Victor, or any town.
Right.
That's just a blanket. If you go into a contract with someone else, this is what we expect.
And everybody's be charged equally and yada, yada, yada.
Well, I
Right,
mean,
but
I agree with,
Are we concerned that they're
They
paying
could-
too much?
I
It's
don't,
just how it's, I mean, we could be paying too little.
But they've
For
agreed to
us.
pay what Woodhull is paying, so why is the city questioning that they're paying too much?
I'm not
Because it's-
questioning what they're paying.
No.
Take their stuff out of the budget.
Because I think what we're saying is that we think it's their money should not be in the budget we see.
So then the calculation that is supposed to be done does
It's
not
revenue.
include Victor Township's revenue coming in.
It's
How would
revenue,
we
but they're
have a
not part of the
budget that-
budget. Because they're not
That's the-
one of the entities.
That
And
would
it
be
is
the
part of our
tricky-
budget because it's part of the money that we use for the year.
For revenue.
Then you would need to subtract that out, figure out our three entities.
But what they pay doesn't have any bearance on what the city pays.
But it affects, it will impact a calculation that is including the total revenue.
According to the interlocal,
Because the interlocal's crazy.
everybody pays their equal share
Portion. Yeah.
based upon
But that's just how
assessed
Victor will
values,
be there.
taxable value.
Well, we gotta get hold of them.
And then Victor is contracted, so they pay their number. And that number is distributed among the three entities to equally lower their costs.
And there's
It's a
actually,
roundabout way of
No,
doing
I
maybe the same
disagree.
thing.
I don't think that Victor's contributions lowers the contributions required by the other three entities.
It's income
Certainly, I think
It's revenue.
there's additional revenue.
that would lower the three entities' costs because now the costs aren't that high for the three.
It's significant.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
I mean, the problem is, what I said from the very beginning, the as a clerk and having to go through a millage proposal and having voters vote on something and it doesn't match the agreement, it bothers me because the voters vote for something. You have an local agreement that does not match that exactly, there's a problem. And I don't care if it goes either way, that is not good.
Bottom line, Randy, all we're asking is
The
that
local agreement either
we
needs to be amended
do it
or,
proper and no. We're not questioning that it's bad information. We're not throwing daggers. We're asking questions.
Sure.
We're trying to do our due
Yeah, and
diligence.
I want to make sure I understand it.
We've got more of our feet under us than we did a year ago when we first sat here. I don't even remember doing
And the-
this last year.
the fire gets hit with the headwind. So that's another thing that I don't know why they did it that way, why they didn't do a special like they did the ambulance, where it wouldn't get hit by that.
But all three entities get hit equally by Headley.
Well,
Not the ambulance.
But the,
Yes, everyone
Yeah.
does, yes, yeah,
we're all in the
That-
same boat.
that-
right.
that
Yeah,
factor is the
Yeah,
same across
it's
the board.
just, it doesn't match. I mean, unless we can figure out and get it explained to us, this local agreement. And why it's written the way it is and why it's so complicated compared to what the actual millage says and what people voted for. They don't match.
That is why we
Well-
went to the MML. Because we did talk to her in the game, really game agrees with majority of the things that we asked, things that we've been asking. Except for that is one area that he is not 100% sure on, so that is why I reached out to MML, because that's actually who he said that we should reach out to. To clarify if a millage can actually
Amen.
amend or supersede an actual interlocal agreement.
Do we have a time frame for one week? Should hear back from about earlier? I said MLA, it was
Oh, that's fine.
Michigan Library.
No, I heard back, to the point of they need to, who checks those emails, the research and analyst needs to move it up to someone more qualified because there's too much. It's complicated. So, it's MML, I can't imagine it being like, it's gonna take months and months and months or something. It might take a couple weeks, but maybe not. It's not super busy time for them right now either, so.
Our intent is not to offend,
Yeah.
No, I'm not offended. I just want, obviously.
but even the rest of the board.
Yeah.
Or your secretary treasurer. Those that may be offended because we have questions. Hopefully they aren't.
I think what we said is moving forward, we want to make sure we're doing things correctly. And if you reference page 12 of the interlocal agreement, the commission shall, prior to August 1st of each year, prepare, adopt, and file with governing bodies of each incorporating unit. And then it goes on to list specifically an annual budget, funds, debt service, operating, maintaining the fire department and other emergency services for approval by majority of the governing bodies of the appropriate units. A summary showing projected income for the next fiscal year, a summary showing projected allocated costs and expenses of the authority required from each of the incorporating units during the next fiscal year. More specifically, the budget shall show anticipated revenues, expenses from startup through and including first year operation. The budget should also contain a 5-year capital outlay plan, and it just goes on and on.
It's literally what we do.
Yeah, and it's just, we haven't received it.
Sure, and that makes sense that we want to receive that.
Or-
And I still feel like there's a disagreement on the wordage of that as to like, the words, you just said it in there, but like that is, you said something along the lines that the budget should be presented to each of those entities or governing bodies, which the LSW interprets that and believes that that states that we just need to provide that to it after it's approved, but I understand that the city feels that it
Yeah.
reads that each of the entities individually need to approve it in order for it to be approved, but the LSW thinks that the representatives that are part of the board of LSW approve it. I don't know, maybe here, I agree.
What does that say? Does that state in there?
Early
I
game,
understand what you're just saying.
Well,
But does
the-
it state the each?
The way he just read it, I side with how LSW interprets it, but Danielle has also explained it to me the way she interprets it, and it absolutely makes sense the way she reads it too, so.
This, here, over here.
Yeah, I don't know what's right,
So Burlingame is
but if you could
saying,
read it again, that'd be.
Burlingame is saying that it is up to the entities to approve it, and it has to be a majority of the entities that approve it for it to go anywhere.
And LSW agrees with that, and LSW says that,
The two.
The
board
not he,
representatives.
LSW feels that,
And I asked that,
okay,
and he said, no, that is not how it goes. That's
It-
not how it is supposed to work.
I could see where they're reading it because
I get it too.
Yeah,
the last paragraph of page 12 says the commission shall, prior to August first of each year, prepare, adopt, and file with the governing bodies of each incorporating. unit.
file it with them, which, coming to last month's meeting, I had already filed it, like, we have already approved the budget. At LSW.
You filed it, but the first thing it says following that is the annual budget, an annual budget to provide funds for debt service, operating and maintaining the fire department and other emergency services for approval by a majority of governing bodies of the incorporating units.
Yep.
So it's implied in there that you're filing it for us to approve.
So
I
you
think it
guys
could-
have.
I think it could be interpreted
what it
the
should
other
say.
way,
but
though,
the
that.
governing bodies would not be two representatives.
It would be this.
It would
This is
be
a body.
each.
LSW feels that the governing bodies that are approving it are the representatives that are part of that make up the board.
For approval of majority of governing bodies of incorporating units. If we're an incorporating unit, then it's asking for the governing body of the incorporating unit.
And
That's
you're
all I-
one representative and this is a whole body
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
unit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't,
I get,
we don't, there's nothing that states that we have to have a council member
right.
on that, on that committee.
It just says a
That's just something
representative.
that we-
And I'm not the only
do.
city, Kelly Kerner is the
Yeah.
others.
Yeah.
No,
Right, but that
100%.
would be where I would not see that that would be a thing, like, so if we didn't have council, there'd be two people from the city that, that just,
Yeah,
Yeah, we
these two
prove it.
are, they're our representative.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
can't make that decision
I,
for us.
that, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying and how you're rating it
Mhm.
too, but that would not be smart.
I think that
Yeah.
the local is exceedingly complex for no reason
Yes,
other than
I
to
do
be
too.
complex. It would be the opinion of, I think, the majority of the finance committee that we just simplify this agreement, amend it, simplify it. So at least everyone on council can easily comprehend what the agreement is and what we're approving. But if you specifically lay out that you want us to approve it and you're going to provide this list of documentation, then have LSW provide the list of documentation in the agreement.
I'm all for getting that documentation. I'm also open to discussing the amending the agreement. I do know that I believe that there is strong feelings against amending the agreement.
I don't see. Yeah.
Due to complications of like
Simplify it.
politics of different townships, I don't know, history, I don't remember. Dan,
Which is probably why it's so complicated.
What's the anniversary of the renewal of this agreement? You know when it was last done?
2002 was the
15,
last one
20
we
years.
had.
May 29th, 20. Or 20, or 2002.
Cause it must be redone every,
It could say that it's not.
I don't think it expired.
That's
Something that's
changed,
been
yeah.
done since
Since this.
20.
It was amended one time, very shortly after when we included the entire Woodhall Township. Cause
I
that,
saw
when
that.
it first was incorporated, it was only a portion.
north portion.
Yeah, then it was amended to include all of Woodhall. And that
That's
is the
fine.
only, I think, I mean, that's the
The
only,
only amendment I saw.
so it has to be,
I would think there would be something about the Wood or Victor contract too. Well, it wouldn't be part of the interlocal agreement.
Yeah, Victor just came to be
Yep, yep,
a year ago.
and it's a contract. Nothing
Yeah, I
to
would
do
think
with
that
the
the
interlocal.
last time it was touched was when Woodhall got, and, you know, because it, probably doesn't have an
So
expiration.
this-
It's
that.
probably-
This statement,
I've read
says, no
You're
incorporated
saying-
unit shall be liable for any contract or obligations of any other incorporated unit, nor shall any incorporated unit be liable for any contract or obligation of the authority unless there has been express assumption, therefore writing, blah, blah. That, if we don't take Victor's out, can we see that we are not paying for any of what is going to Victor? That is where I say, how can I tell by looking at this that we aren't subsidizing somehow Victor? Or they aren't subsidizing us three somehow? It can be turned both ways.
They need to be brought into the agreement, or if they're outside of the agreement.
Then they just need to be out.
Yeah, then all of that is managed as like, they're now a customer of LSW.
Yeah.
They get billed for services. You wanna be in the group? Get in the group. You wanna be outside the group, then you get treated as an outside. It actually even lists in there
Dan,
that
can you speak to this?
So for Victor, you want them complete out, they just give us the money, and you guys don't see any, for any reason.
it should be in the play.
No, you would see it, it'd be in the,
And we could see it, but the only thing that I can't see is if I looked at the budget, how do I know that?
Are you saying you
any
don't
of
want
these expenses-
city dollars to respond to a Victor Township fire? Is that like in a
Well, that's
broad-
what an
in a-
agreement
in a
is.
broad
This is what an
sense?
agreement is, But
The
that's
agreement-
what everything should be. Why does Jody wanna pay for she wants to pay for herself? Why is she gonna pay for anyone else? And for any of us? I wanna pay for my services. I wanna pay
So we
whatever
have
the
to,
contract says. I don't wanna pay for someone 3 townships away. I just wanna make sure that everyone in my area is getting paid for, how the contract is being rolled.
It's literally written in there that the budget proposed shall also list all other customers of the authority and their respective rates. If they're not part of the authority, then they're a customer of the authority. And you have to establish a rate, probably a rate for every ambulance call, every fire, whether it's hourly. I don't know how that works, but that's what it
It
says.
says we have to establish a per arrival rate or
The budget,
they're billed per,
they're billed
What?
annually,
Yeah.
they're billed annually for,
I don't care
they're
what they are being.
but does it say that they can't be billed annually? And I really.
no, that's not it. It's about the budget. It's about what it looks like in the budget. And what the agreement says. That's the problem. The agreement is what's saying.
Yeah,
This is how it's supposed to be, but yet it's in there, so we
They're
don't know.
basically pay to play. Every time they call for a service, they pay for the service. That's the way this agreement is written, as far as I can tell.
That's what it sounds like with the under contract.
Exactly.
That's where it's like this. it's-
or
the
did they
agreement's-
work out a
Makes sense.
yearly?
Right, and that's
Set
whatever
the
contract that
contract.
somebody wants to make with them.
Which
So
in
you
turn,
can-
we should see that budget,
Right.
correct? In turn, we should see that bill, what they,
What is that contract?
we don't need the contract, I don't think, we just need.
I don't-
it-
Yeah,
As far as the budget goes, it's saying it needs to be pulled out because that's what the contract says. Why it says that, I don't know, because that agreement is.
and that was kind of our thought is. Just let's simplify this, because right now, the way it's written,
It's excessive, but
you should do a budget. For the authority. Woodhull, Scioto, Laingsburg. Anyone else, if Bennington, I don't, you name it, they decide they want to contract with us, they are now customers of LSW.
But they are already, I don't want.
But it's in our budget.
But then that's a separate line item, that shouldn't go in the budget, that should be, I mean, and. It's not a fun read, and I will go back and read it in more detail.
I'm trying to find like a relatable thing in ours, like, so the only thing I can think of is like. Building inspection, right, like it's a source of revenue. That from a third party, but like that's part of our budget, whether we lose money or not on that. We do. So is that a relatable?
No, because we're the
Concept.
only ones using. So that we're not, they're contracted with other people, but
I see
we're
what
the
you're
only
saying.
ones and it's on
Yeah,
our
I
budget.
get it. And that's why I kind of. What we're asking for may be exactly what it is. But it's not done that way.
It's probably gonna benefit Victor, Victor's probably overpaying. Right? Because they're probably not using $390,000 worth of services a year. I'm guessing. I have no idea how many calls you guys take out there.
Well, yeah, it depends, cause
And it'd be a
it'd
very,
be in the fire report, how many times they go to Victor for ambulance and fire.
but how would you figure those rates? That would be very complicated because you gotta look at capital in that too. You'd have to build into each call.
But even like, if we go to the city or Woodhull, we don't figure out what that actual cost is.
You don't because they're part of the authority.
Because we're
Yeah.
part of the
Yeah,
deal. They are not.
Well, and it'll depend on what their insurance is too, right? On what an insurance will be versus what you guys would receive, or no?
no. Well, for the ambulance.
Yeah.
That would be, but for fire, they don't
Flat
get a
rate.
bill, they just, Victor writes the check for the same as amount as Woodhull Township. And it's, they don't base it on number of calls or anything like that, they're just saying for that coverage. We're paying this amount.
Like a flat rate.
So they work out a yearly flat rate.
So anytime Woodhull's taxable value goes up or down, Victor's is gonna change.
Yeah,
Correct.
What Victor pays equals what Woodhull.
Why doesn't it go by Victor's taxable value then?
I guess the thing of it is,
So they would have
that
to go
doesn't really
forward.
concern
Or
Laingsburg.
do you stick
Right.
with forest?
That
Yeah, I gotta prove it.
LSW can do whatever
Well,
LSW wants to
that's
do.
what I get confused about. I don't know. It's like, it seems like a disservice to the future of LSW to try to change or advocate for Victor to pay less.
I
Well,
don't,
that's not it.
It's just less-
It's how,
Depends on how
it's how the agreement is written and what's supposed to happen and how we're supposed to pay. That's the confusion. If we don't care what Victor does, I don't,
You-
we
you
done
know
matter.
But
If
it seems
you
like
saw the
if you guys are
formula
concerned about
and how
whether
they got-
we're responding
Yeah,
they
to
get
them on city
that
dollars
might
because they
answer
may not have
everything.
paid enough.
it's because LSW is including them in a budget and they shouldn't be in the budget. The budget is for the authority.
And that's what the document is stating.
Yeah,
Well, the
that's-
formula,
Well,
the
right,
formula,
Hmm.
how they come to the.
if we saw the formula, we would know what numbers they were using. To
Right.
see how much we pay.
Right, and realistically, if you think about it with Victor in there, if it's in there, it's actually reducing everybody else's costs.
it's a good thing.
It's a good
Yeah,
thing,
If it's being
but
used
it's
that way.
the
Yeah.
right,
Right.
that's,
And it-
and that's the,
And that's the agreement being.
you know, and we,
complicated.
if you take Victor out, the city may be paying more because they, in essence, is somewhat subsidizing. The authority.
I don't think that they are subsidized. I don't think that them paying lowers anybody else's contributions.
It should,
Additional revenue.
it should, because
Well,
you
yeah,
use the
that-
formula to drive.
That was just a matter.
Am I
of
wrong, Dan?
here. Yes, it's
It's
not, it's not, we can never gonna figure it out because the agreement is so complicated that we can't figure out and no one can tell us how. They're not willing to give us how they're figuring it out.
Or they may not know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's just,
think she's basing it on the 2 mills is what her formula was.
Right.
But it's
Based
not the
on,
formula in the contract.
yeah.
well, that's
That's
what
the
the
problem.
voters had approved.
And that's what we, that's why I went to MML, because isn't that just a source of revenue? Cause nowhere in that language for that millage does it say that anything about how we get there. So in in the contract, it says you take taxable value, you figure out your portion, and that's what you pay. The millage is to help us pay that portion. It's a revenue generator.
But
And then
they,
the resolution says something about, it talks about the
but I think
agreement.
they only take in the amount of the 2 mills, so whether that's
But then,
more
but if,
or less,
if
I guess.
our taxable value is lower or higher, our percentage, our portion, cause you would take all 3 entities. Add our taxable value together, you take each person's taxable value, divide it by that large number of all 3. That is the proportion that we pay. We will always be somewhere around 12%. So out of all that taxable value, then you take your revenues and your expenses, multiply it by that 12%, that is how much we should owe, not 2 mills. That 2 mills is how we collect that 12% portion of the expenses. That is what I get from this. That millage doesn't say anything about how we get to that proportion, it just says how much we're collecting as a revenue, and that's why we went.
We
to
can't
MML.
spend that money. Now granted,
Yeah, it would be
we say
sitting
whatever
there.
it is, it sits there. We can't spend that money. But with, by this, per this agreement, it's gonna change. It's not just gonna be the 2 mills every time because of the whatever formula that's being.
That I just tried to bring.
Yes, yeah, that complicated formula there, but yeah, we don't know how.
So I
They're
think we
coming
need
up
to
with-
have a work committee because,
Well, I wanna see what MML says first.
yeah,
Yeah, because I
I
mean,
think
even
that's
if
the bigger
they come
step.
back and say the millage is the millage, and that's what we do, then that.
Then
is
we need to
null
amend that,
and void.
and we
Yes,
should amend it
yes,
to with or to create new. Is like get rid of that and make a new agreement with that language in
You
it.
said that they weren't willing to do an amendment. Very against
I
it,
do not believe that they are. I don't remember why.
but
I think we should still propose.
the
it,
reason
whether-
we're
Yeah.
proposing that maybe there should be
It's for clarity.
consideration.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with you and I'm happy to propose.
Clarity going
Maybe-
forward, then we don't have to have an hour-long discussion about it.
Yeah.
Every year.
Have them contact their legal, give us a summary in layman's terms to explain to,
how it, yeah.
we need, I guess. I feel like everyone on council should have a really good grasp of how this works and should have a pretty good understanding of this agreement. So whether that's gonna take us bringing a lawyer in, I'd rather us not have to incur the cost. I think we've already spent a lot of our staff's time researching this. And we've come to what I believe is a logical conclusion based on what we have in front of us. Unless we don't have all the documentation we need. At a minimum, we're not getting provided the amount of information that's required by the interlocal. Also, the information being provided seems to be in contradiction to what the interlocal is providing. Being that it includes a contracted customer of the authority. I can reread this again, but the way I understood it, that they basically break out that contracted unit and treat them like they've got their own set of books for Victor.
Mhm.
One set of books for the authority, one set of books for each customer. Debits and credits for Victor, debits and credits for the authority.
I think that would be easy enough for her to do, is just take Victor right out of all the.
Yeah.
Budget that she prepares for the entities.
Easy,
That's easy
It was
enough.
amended and just put Victor in, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, then they get.
They have to
voting
vote.
privileges and everything else that goes with it.
Oh, and that's the problem.
Yeah, so, and they weren't, Victor was in, and then a bunch of the farmers, Warren of them, got pissy, and then they left. Then they came back, so they just want to do the contract. So, but if they're doing a contract, then we could take them out of the current budget. And the current budget would just be all those of LSW, Laingsburg, South Woodville.
But then they are included in the budget because it is revenue. But then that revenue is used equally to lower the cost of the three entities.
I don't think
No, because that's not our agreement.
Have we, whoever we is, I feel like I'm reliving
What they
something
do.
with this.
Yes.
When-
Yeah, we just
You
did
are.
this. Yeah.
Have we met with LSW? Or can we a work committee so
That's what I
that,
was trying to think, is we gotta have a work meeting to figure this all
so
out.
everybody's talking, so we're not making anybody mad.
Right,
I don't feel equipped enough to go report back
and
on
you,
all of
and you
this.
shouldn't have to. This is a lot and.
And we tried, I mean, cause I went to the meeting with them and, just say, we don't understand.
Well, and I think
Just
it's
wanna
not,
understand
I think it's
better.
more of a work. You have a meeting here with you guys, a couple people from the council, LSW people, and talk through this stuff.
really, I think we should meet the whole. Authority, like with all the entities, everyone should be included, at least one person from each. So
Oh, I
that
guess
everyone's
that's
on
on
the same
board.
page.
And also the board, just get those
Yeah.
three representatives.
Well, supposedly with your two representatives on the board. That's where you hash it out.
Right, I mean, it should start there. And then they go back to their,
Yes,
Randy comes
Board,
back and
yeah.
says, this is the deal.
yeah, I mean, to me, they should be the liaisons. If you get all three entities together, I don't think anything will get accomplished.
Dogfight,
Yes, that is my
And maybe it's just,
interpretation of it.
maybe it's
but-
just the conversation to understand what I'm thinking and what they're thinking, get that interpretation.
Right.
What their lawyer thinks, what MML, and just having that conversation, then going back.
Right, because it's exactly, it's interpreted differently. They've interpreted it differently than what we're interpreting it, and that's where I said, I just want to know what's.
We would
We
do
can't
well to
say-
have Ms. Turner present
You just need.
during this discussions because
Mhm.
she is one of our representatives.
Yeah.
Just an aside, have we received the audit from LSW every year and at their year end? Because
I
it's
don't
to be provided to us each year. It's another item that's in the
I
list.
know it, audit is
Going on
presented to
right
the
now.
fire board. I don't know if the fire board then transferred it to here.
It says, audit shall be filed with the clerk of each incorporating unit within 90 days after the close of the fiscal year of the authority.
I know they were having it, that's what brought this all on, with me being questioned about it. About the agreement and about paying. Not just me, but other,
But, and I feel like
Other
we've had the same
units.
conversation where we've tried to figure out how we can all come to an agreement, decided that we would discuss as a group. We then invited you and Greg attended. And
yeah, and I couldn't because it was literally the next week.
I understand, but like, I feel like I need your brain power as the treasurer who understands what
But
you're
I'm not
advocating
versed in
for.
this either. I mean,
Yeah, it'd be nice if our.
I think it needs to be
you know,
more.
Attorneys actually got
Yes,
together.
I think it needs to be more of an attorney thing, not, I mean, cause it's still my interpretation.
Right.
It's just how I'm interpreting it, and I am interpreting it the same way Jason and Kim, but I get your interpretation too. I understand where that's coming from.
And
but
I
don't
also get you,
already-
it's like, I get.
Exactly,
Like,
that's why I
I'm
think,
split, so it's like,
I think we need to wait to see what MML says, and I think right now what we're asking is for all of those
Just those five
pieces,
documentations.
yes.
certainly can request all those documents in
Yeah.
the meantime.
I think
I
that's where
think-
we need to start.
I think, is the audit going on right now for you guys? I thought I heard that, but
No.
maybe not.
5-year capital outlay plan is, or did you already say that?
That's one of the documents.
Yeah, so
There's all kinds of stuff.
what we should probably do is, I mean, I don't even know if we need to motion this, it's just getting some more information that we're supposed to get, because it's already in the documentation that we should have it. I don't think we need to have a motion, but we do need to get the list to Randy, so he knows exactly what we're doing.
Page 13 of that interlocal.
Yeah, and you could even show it, just tell him that. just
Thought it was 12.
Page 12.
Well,
Start-
Well,
Well,
Oh,
goes
okay.
to 13.
But
Yeah.
that's list is at 30, yeah.
Okay.
Unless you, I don't see us needing a motion.
I just.
No, he motioned to
But yeah,
table
you
it,
motion to
so,
table it, so that's.
so all we
so
need is
that-
a.
So it's just, once
We'll
we
have
get
to
that
have a
voted on. we
motion
can
to
get the list
unseal,
together.
like, you know.
David, when-
You need a
You
second.
need
no,
to-
table.
Nope, we have a second, we just need to.
Yeah, we just need to finish our discussion on it.
Any discussion on that? 40 minutes later.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like it wasn't gonna be any discussion, but
That's okay, I like the discussion.
I've been so excited for tonight's meeting.
I can't tell you how many times I tell people I love our council because we discussed it.
I knew that we were gonna have discussion and I knew, I understand. So I'm happy to figure it out. I want to figure it out. We will.
Yeah, and then I think we all just want what's right.
Yeah.
It could better them, I don't know, that's kind of the idea, so. Is there any further discussion on tabling this? We can get some more information before we vote on it. Okay, all in favor for tabling?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so matter is tabled. We will get that information. I'm gonna jump to 5. Oh,
Sorry about that.
you're entertained by this, aren't you? All right, we will jump to number 5. First reading of marijuana permit renewal application fee amendment ordinance. Here we go. Down with my tabs. I don't think we need to have anybody read it out loud, right?
Nope, it's just the first reading, so then the next one will be the public hearing.
So do we need to motion on this?
Motion to
Say
approve.
that we like it or dislike it or otherwise?
If you see anything that needs to be changed, this is what maybe you would want to change if there was anything.
So this is where we pulled the dollar amount out of.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's basically what
This
I did.
looks. I read it, it appeared fine. So do we,
I'll make a
Need a motion.
to approve.
All right, need a second? All right, got a motion and a second, any discussion? No discussion, all approve, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, motion carried.
Second.
Thank you.
Jason.
All right, took us that long to get there.
Yeah, we should.
I wish I was done with you.
Number 3, motion to
Thank you.
approve the status funding request of $4,914.34, and I don't know why there's another decimal and zero.
When I read that, I thought it was $4 million. I was like, what in the world?
There you go.
There goes the
All
budget.
right, we got a motion to approve, need a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion?
yeah,
Okay.
I normally. And not saying that I'm not a fan of. Chata, SATA. But. We had 20 rides. 20 rides for $5,000 is. $250 a ride. It seems excessive. And if you look down through the list, New Haven, they had 24 rides and haven't paid a dime. So I'm just. And this, actually, I did like the way they set this up and showed you how they arrived at. And that we're being very frugal here and it will not increase, but could be a decrease and so on. And here's the formula and adjustments and I liked all of the above, but then I got to thinking about, geez, for 20 rides, $5,000. Is that how our taxpayers want their money spent?
One of the 20, probably.
The other side of that, let me just be the devil's advocate. It's an opportunity that more people can have if they need it.
But we've done this for years now,
We have-
many years.
I'm not gonna argue with that, I'm just. that's
And
the other
we're
side.
still only getting 20 rides in a year.
Is it advertised enough?
I don't know.
I mean. I
I-
didn't realize that my kids could.
I
use
think
it.
that it's a good thing
Go
and
to
that we
school.
ought to have it.
Mhm.
But at $250 a ride,
How is it that other townships are paying zero if that's true? Is it like included in their taxes
they
somehow?
choose not to participate. And
But
we
then they,
do.
but-
but then they would have to pay probably for the
Yeah,
ride.
Then they
Probably
gotta
pay
pay
per
per
ride.
ride.
Right.
The users have to pay per ride. Which would be fairer to,
Majority, but not a public service.
correct. But meanwhile,
See what the per ride cost would be, and you could set aside money in the budget for public transportation for those in need and.
Pay as we go kind of thing.
Yeah,
Send us a bill per month and the city will pay for it. An option.
but by pulling out. And I'm waffling back and forth as to what the prudent thing to do is. Without the support, you could kill something
Mhm.
like this.
The amount that we pay is based on the amount of rides, right? Or is it just a flat fee we pay
Flat fee.
49?
It's a flat fee based upon your percent of taxable value divvied up amongst those that are participating.
Then
It's very similar to the wireless.
I think it would be worth negotiating that contract.
This is literally the interlocal agreement.
Yes, it is.
This is
And
how they
that's-
get this is how the numbers should be.
And this is, I was gonna bring that up during our discussion. I like the way they presented this versus LSW.
So
just
But we don't obviously know the
to,
ins and outs of the contract, like. How it was created. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen an actual contract.
Well, it's good.
to play devil's advocate, last year for 2025, we paid
More.
52.95
Mhm.
for 107 rides. So,
For 107.
correct.
Where'd you see that?
I went back into the old packets and pulled it.
You have an advantage over me.
Nope, you can go back to the old peg.
So we pay,
Website, yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
paid
Well, so-
$49.53
Contracting
in
municipalities. I'm wondering if there
2025.
is a
Right.
way to.
Per
do
ride.
Contracting.
So,
Much better
That's
than
why
the
I-
250
Yeah,
correct.
they may have
But
contracts.
who's to say this year we don't use 107 rides again?
or 130.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
it costs us 25 grand. I don't know, some magically larger number.
Yeah.
And like we
said, is it advertised where people actually have this service?
Right, so if we're,
Yeah.
you know,
The uses
They
are going
want
to
us to
continuously
pay-
fluctuate as people
The needs, yeah.
always have different needs and move out or pass.
Yeah, and move it out, or as as our people age, they might need it more often.
right,
Well, and
That's
you know,
under those different
yes,
things.
that's a lot of money, but if one of those rides was someone starting a new job and it was, getting them to their work, and then they were able to get a vehicle and move forward.
Well, how many times do you hear, like, we don't have a ride? Do you know about SATA? Like, I don't hear anything ever about SATA.
No.
I
Right.
mean, and like, I just said, like, they
Yeah, I've seen a
will,
lot
they
of people
will,
Post online like, I'm starting a job, I need to ride into a
Yeah.
bus, so.
Problem is if you got the same Shiawassee County, this is
Yes,
Shiawassee
this
County.
is Shiawassee County.
Unfortunately, we're on.
I think they put it outside, but they have an extra fee.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I mean, two of the drivers are golfers, of course, I can always ask them if they understand the billing, but I
Can
doubt
we-
they would, but I would say,
Can we-
we should probably contact them that.
Point,
No,
I don't think.
but I think we could ask
What
for
are,
anything we want.
and what was your?
Well, I just want to, can we discuss negotiating a contract or ask them what pricing options there are? Is there a pay per use? And if so, what does that look like before we
Yeah,
make
'cause
it?
Well, there's,
Fine
if you read
print.
down at the bottom, there's different.
It's really hard to
Ride
read.
share and fair contracts, revenue statistics for commitment are from April 1st to March 31st, not to include contracting municipalities. So there may be,
Then the ones that are
Different.
contracted look like the ones that are zero.
yeah,
So, or maybe they have a millage. In those townships or something where. That's how they collect to get the money and that's how they pay their contract. And like.
So this is saying if they were to bill this as a millage, it would be 0.1146 mils. Or about $6 on a $50,000 house.
a lot of $50,000 houses out there.
not more.
So like 12 for.
So I said. Double it for,
But then we're taking more money from the taxpayers than what they already have.
right,
I mean, we.
It's kind of like
technically
the
are using
library
taxpayer
deal.
Money to pay them
Better off
anyways.
to give the money up front than you are to go.
Right.
A mill.
Yes. Oh, this is already built into it and it's already there, instead of adding something onto it, which we understand it's not, but they're just gonna look at their bill and say, why am I getting charged more?
Mhm.
So it's kind of goes both ways, but I mean, I think we should talk to them and ask them, it's like, all right, well, how is this going? But I also think that, like RJ said, even last year.
107 versus.
Right,
right,
Yeah,
and who knows, I mean, and
Very good
like Jody
point.
said, what if it is that person that's getting a job that is struggling and needs to have the service? They couldn't afford it, but yet the city can help them get that, and then eventually, long vision, big picture. They are then getting successful, get their own car, they start paying more taxes, and then we get the revenue also, so it kind of
a
goes both ways.
virtuous circle,
Exactly, it's
perhaps,
so,
hopefully.
but that's just, I like the big picture of things, I don't like the
Yeah.
picture of things.
so. Further back, 2024, we paid just shy of 5,700.
So it's been going down year after year.
It's been going down year after year. We had 162 rides. So could this one year just be an outlier of
Right.
we didn't have a lot of people using it? Could we be using it more next year?
The bus driver was putting it on New Haven Township's riders. instead of Laingsburg.
So,
And we, I mean, this is not due till October, so we can contact them and see what the options are and whether.
Yeah, I would make a motion that we,
We've got a motion on the table now.
okay,
Motion on the table is to accept and pay.
Although,
Yes, that was to open the conversation.
Mhm. So now we can always go forward with that motion and say no. And then we can table for further discussion after more information. is given.
or we could take Randy's motion he was about to make.
Right, well, we have to get rid of the first motion. We can't have two motions.
Right,
at once.
Right, but after we,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is due on this 31st. So we can't really table it.
It is long, August
I
31st.
thought we said it was October.
No later than August
No
31st.
later than August,
2026.
Why it's bills-
So-
That's why the bill is inside the bills.
I think personally, my feeling is based upon your research. This is,
it's been used, it's been helpful.
And it's going down.
and
It's going down.
down, which, what goes down?
Right, and we can always approve it and then still further open that up for discussion because
That's what
I
I'm
would
go-
like to offer.
That's where I'm going with my motion that I can't make right now, is that we agree to it, but then going forward, let's talk about pricing options.
So we can still go through this one motion to approve it. And then we can make another motion to
Or I'll just
Go
negotiate or to get more.
go get it.
Yeah, I mean,
But we can do both. This is just one at a time.
I mean, I think
nobody wants, I don't think that any of us want to get rid of,
Correct.
we just
Yeah.
wanna make sure
The
that
one that
we're
they're-
prudent with how we're spending our finances.
As they are,
Yes.
we're all trying to,
They're just, and they're really just asking for a commitment.
By
the
August 31st, because this isn't paid till next year.
Yeah.
You're approving
We're
2027.
paying last year's because we approved it
okay.
this year. So then next August, we'll be paying this 4,000. So really, I mean, if we owe any questions, I don't know, it's up.
October 1, 26 to September 30th,
That's
27.
when they'll start collecting, start, getting rides and,
But this is what the fee covers,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
time.
I mean, they're asking
Amend the
for,
motion to make it contingent. You approve it contingent upon Danell and Kim researching a per ride option or page you go.
or whatever you.
Yeah, I don't know, but
They just want to know that we're
I don't
gonna,
know if I want
Or have them come in.
it to be
talk to them.
contingent.
Right, I mean, if
and
we
they're
approve
reaching
this,
out to us
I
because
mean,
it's our budget.
because it is saying we're
They
committing
wanna
regarding
make sure
this
we're-
request. So if
If
we
you put
approve
the
it, we
budget-
commit to the 4914.
For the year ahead.
Probably grand.
I think
Okay.
my hopes would be,
Or
it seems like an
put it back
economical
Right.
We're-
figure this year, and it is less than the last 2
Revenue.
years, so I'm in favor of that, and then going forward,
Yes.
years
Should
ahead
be under
for
city.
2028 or whatever. that-
Right, and it goes back to the big picture. I would say, I would do this now and make
Get it
sure it's ready to go.
Locked in, yeah.
Lock it in now and then we
So-
can get it set up for next year when we have more information. That is
you
just my
budget
thought, but big picture.
5,300.
There you go.
5,300 has been budgeted for this. Next
So we're
time,
saving money already, so.
we're making money tonight.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, let's move forward with a vote on approving this. To commit to the 491434. All in favor? Any opposed? So we're committed to that now. So you want to make another motion?
I would motion that we look into pricing options for the years ahead.
Give a second.
Second.
Do we have any discussion on that? All right, all approve?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so we will look into that. See a difference.
Oh,
All right, number 4, congratulations, Mr. Ennis.
I make the motion to congratulate Jason.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Congratulations.
Receive this in the mail.
You've got the same thing, don't you?
Oh, Ben, what?
That came like that, it came like that. Sorry, sorry.
Not even laminated?
No,
Frame.
mine isn't
You
either.
don't need to see it.
You
I
guys
had
have a frame.
I got like
So-
4 of them that need frames
How
too.
could you? Yes.
I just put mine inside another frame. That's why I do have that too.
We appreciate the time you took to do that, both of you.
Which I have, I can send you, but there's a training thing on it.
Nice, yeah, they said.
Okay.
Now, didn't you tell me that there's a Cliff Notes version of that?
For council, yeah, they have a specific.
Did they start it?
I thought it was supposed to launch soon, I thought,
I thought it was gonna be launched already. but-
yeah, me too.
Oh,
Well-
it hasn't, cause I've
It
been
only
like,
takes
you know.
24 hours to do that. Save it.
Well, I
I think it was.
I think it would
4 hours.
do me well
Yeah.
to
I
get that.
would do everything.
Yeah, it would do it, all of us. I mean, I would like to do more training and more stuff. And
Well, and if it's a Cliff Notes version,
there you go. Yeah, that's the point. I can accomplish.
what are you gonna do between midnight and 1 a.m.?
You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed what I have to do.
Greg's watering at that time. And if he's not watering,
Building
they're probably
robots.
cutting up some trees.
Robots now, but that starts this week.
Robots?
Yeah. Robotics. I coach middle school robotics.
Oh, I thought you were mowing the grass.
Oh, no, I keep telling my high school, because my high schooler now, is like, you need to.
Subcontracts that.
Yep. So. All right, so congratulations again, Jason. Good job. All right, number 6, motion to approve the road closure for Twiller's Bottom of the Hill Blues Festival.
I'll make the motion.
What was that?
We have a date or anything?
September 12th.
Saturday. the
From
12th.
2 p.m.
Page
to
next.
12:30 a.m.
Oh, he
It's,
probably.
2 to 12:30 a.m. 2 p.m. to 12:30 a.m.
I got nothing.
I'll
Met barriers will be
make that
placed on Grand
motion.
River Road at
Motion.
Roosevelt Road, very similar to what Pancake, I think, was.
Okay, so September 12th?
Yes.
Yeah,
I heard a motion from Tim to approve. Need a second?
Dan.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I have a question about it ending at 12:30, and that's when the road closure will end.
Well, I'm sure DPW will not be here at 12:30 in the morning, so
the,
they will probably do it the
the
next
music
day.
stops at 11. So I think they've always done it.
Being that that's just a short period that.
What barriers?
Schedule, no, what buzzers schedule.
That means you're gonna come in on a Sunday?
You know, to-
You show me on a road and I'll load it, I'll come in and move them, so you don't have to pay somebody double time.
You coming in at 12:30 in the morning to remove them?
You will? Okay.
to come in and settle, we go in and move them, because
Alright.
of a short period of that is not a long.
It's just Saturday night.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? That is approved. Number 7, motion to approve the change of timekeeping and time clock policy.
Mhm.
I think it's, there's the,
Yeah, they did that.
the first
like an
one
hour
is,
ago.
Okay.
Well, more than that now.
the new one, the second one is the old one.
You
So,
just gonna say?
I'll make a motion to approve the changes of time keeping and time clock policy.
All right, any discussion?
I'm looking at old news.
Yeah.
Okay, so the difference is, the following corrective action will apply. That's the difference in this. It now states that within a 90 days, you only have this amount of time or many times that you can do it, or you will be disciplined. The other one, basically,
Like, yeah, you might get something.
you might
You
get.
might get slapped on the hand, you might get discipline action, you might.
So that's the only changes.
That's the only changes in that.
So basically it just says we're gonna hold them accountable now.
Yes, that the department heads can now discipline them within a 90-day period if they are, I don't know,
And who, uses the time clock or?
all part-time and seasonal people.
Except for the police, because they're union.
That's-
So all DPW except Dave and then Cassie Bassey.
And then Danelle can run. Time clock exception reports.
Yeah.
So you could report to council. If there's been. An exorbitant amount of exceptions.
Yeah, cause I do look at all time clocks.
Oh, so you do.
I do look at them all and I question them and I circle them and I don't know if it gets back to the heads, but I do look at that, so what that happened.
Okay,
But so, and
This way, it really didn't have a discipline, even, just.
Well, and that's
Willy-nilly, and
the
now-
way we're structured, there's really no oversight.
Yeah.
Cause you're dealing with like all the department heads are pick their own boss, except when they're in front of council.
Right.
So this just puts them in oversight.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
so all of the part-time employees will re-sign this. out. And hope they read it.
Yes.
Or Randy will come after.
All right, motion on the floor and second to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is done. Number 8, motion to approve the change of the wording for weekend and emergency work policy. Was this just that?
This is, yeah, we approved this, but we changed a little bit of the wording. Basically, it's stating they will work, they will punch in, they will be paid for whatever they're doing, however long they are, by their hourly rate. And if they are here for less than 3 hours, they will be bumped up to that 50. Which is basically, it doesn't change anything for the DPW employees. It changes the way we.
And it really says if they're here and they earn less than $50, they'll be rounded
Yeah.
up to 50. It's just less ambiguous, and it doesn't seem like. Before, the way it was worded, it almost seemed like if you work less than 3 hours, you get 50. So people knew they would come in for like a half an hour to do an emergency, whatever. And they didn't need to clock in because they're just gonna get their $50 emergency pay. This way, I think the wording's more clear. Clock in, you clock out. and-
Yeah, which is why we changed the clocking in and out, because that is really important for ESTA. First of all, because even though we're paying you the 3 hours or the $50, that does not mean that you get ESTA for that. So we need them to punch in and punch out because we pay or we bank the ESTA every half hour. So somebody who comes in for a half an hour is gonna get half an hour ESTA instead of 3 hours of ESTA, because we're bumping up to that $50.
So doesn't that really go for liability too? in case somebody-
It also goes to there, now that we have
Okay.
overtime
Right,
pay, that you don't have to pay on after a certain amount of time, which also includes that. So if it is overtime pay,
right.
and clocking in and out is the main thing.
Thank you.
Did we have?
Do we have a motion? I thought we did.
Yeah,
Oh, we discussed with
No.
them.
The other change in there is that this applies to all weekend work. Before, it was only emergencies. So like, if
Yeah.
people came in for a funeral, they technically weren't qualified. That wouldn't technically have qualified for emergency pay because it was scheduled.
Yeah.
But
So this-
who wants to come in for 30 minutes and get
the middle of the day.
$750 on a weekend? So this actually is a net benefit for the DPW employees. So.
All right, so we need motions on the floor.
I make a motion to approve it.
I like to raise one, so who's gonna second them?
I'll second.
There you be. All right, now we can discuss any further.
I'll take
On favor?
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, that is approved. All right, committee reports. Anything from the library?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna start with the happy stuff first.
great.
The summer reading is done. They are doing on Friday, August 21st at 6 at McClintock Park. It's gonna be ice cream, a foam party, music to end the summer and start the school year, so. It'll be a fun time. The homeschool meet and greet, adult 101 classes will resume in September. And Sarah is busy with all of her things that she's excited about and getting going, in the future. As for the district library agreement, that, is, I don't know if I want to say pause mode, we dealing with 3 townships in the city and everyone was not on the same page and we had one township in and then at the last minute pulled out and then one township that was pulling information out that our state librarian said could not be pulled out. We felt like we were not in a good spot to be able to have anybody be signing that, so, we're paused, we're, know what plan we're on, B or C or D, but, we're gonna start looking at our other options of what we can do. There was discussion, you know, we know we have funds through June 30th, and what were the discussions on what if we can't get this on a millage? Victor has adamantly said they're giving us no more money. Saywood wants to know how much we would need. So it's, Woodhull was the one that pulled out. They did not want to be a part of it, so. Hopefully, this next direction we go, we're gonna go meet with Briggs and just get some knowledge about how they do things but as in looking at that interagency agreement and all the townships, I just lived this for 6 months and it is not fun. So I give you a lot of credit to be moving forward, but that is the library. We've told the townships, I go to one call tomorrow, we told them that we're not backing down, we're not quitting. We just need to find a different path that we can get to.
Looked like the open house went really well.
The open house was, so that was put on by the Friends of the Library, during pancake breakfast. So they had a large crowd there. They, hired a balloon, or not, a bubble person. So the first half hour, she was just making bubbles and it was amazing. And then the second half hour, the kids got to be a part of it. And, yeah, it was a good turnout. The library signs are out. I think they might still have a few, so if you don't have one and you want one, you just go to the library and, that's all paid for by the Friends of the Library. And it's just, we love our library. Yeah.
I've seen
I
that
would
as
really
far
think
as
so.
like.
Yeah, yep.
Wow.
And that I
Just wanna
think
reach-
for the townships, it's a good visual when they tell us that we don't have anybody that uses your library. And that was part of the point of the Friends doing that.
A lot
I
of
think
those signs
because
in Victor Township.
I think the whole board is from Perry, that's why they don't know.
So that's where we're at. We're still there. I'll find her fighting him.
Planning commission, we didn't meet, did we know?
Police did not mean.
DBA. I skipped the last one.
Well, they just kind of really patched over the Summerfest and. You know, what they changed, what they do differently. Possibly doing a movie in the tent on Friday night and just music on Saturday. They really want to fill the gap between car show and the music. Talked about maybe moving the car show later and moving up because they're gonna have WHL. They do next year, they'll have it earlier. So that it kind of blends them all together, so it's not a gap. We don't have the final numbers yet, if they actually made money, we hope so. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, Greg, do you get a feel for how pancake breakfast, how many people came to?
I'm guessing 15 to 17.
Okay.
So now recyclers will say, I think 11.5 as they count their plates. I think their numbers are off, but it's just doing it for 7 or 10 years. I mean, we had to run and get more pancake mix. So we did a lot.
You didn't go to the grocery store.
No, we went to the dollar store. So we bought them all out. No, I think it went really well. I think the change down there was good. It took us about 30 to 40 minutes to get our bearings on getting a flow, but once we got it
Yeah.
flowing well, it was a pretty well oiled machine, I think, going down there, so. You know, I know we have the LBCA meeting tomorrow, so I don't know the finances at counting the money, I didn't count it, so. We did have one car get scratched by, we believe, some kids on some scooters. So we're gonna be more prompt on telling the kids to get out of there. But the guy already, the other people already had somebody to fix it, so I think he's got it fixed already.
I've already pulled a ordinance for direction in the whole scooters. Because I see that becoming an issue. We've had a couple of complaints of kids flying by driveways when you can't see them, they almost hit them. I've witnessed somebody going over 25 miles an hour down the sidewalk on a scooter.
What is the rule on that? If
We don't
there's-
really have any, that problem.
Is there a
That's why
police rule?
I think they have to maintain speed.
they have the same,
Pedestrian speed,
yeah,
so,
they have the same rules as a bicycle.
correct.
So, but
Do you
There-
signal your turns?
they can ride on the sidewalk. They have to give the right of way to the pedestrian.
They ride in the road though, a lot of them.
Yeah, well, there, but it's, I pulled someone else's
All
ordinance
kids
just
on
to
one, I
be
see.
ready.
Lot.
The park is another thing, riding crazy in the park, the little motorcycles, which most of them are illegal, but catching the little boogers
well,
is.
He
Couple
did,
months.
and,
Yeah.
and haven't really seen him since, actually,
Right,
Yeah,
so.
he was told to park it or getting impounded, so.
So we're looking into an ordinance to establish rules.
I just pulled
whatever they
one
may be.
because I'm like, this is
We need to-
probably gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
And it's very reasonable. and-
Let's not wait till there's a problem.
Yes, I mean, I can't believe doesn't, with no helmets on, it's insane how
Yeah.
fast they're going with no helmets, there's going to be an accident. And I'm like, we can't do anything right now, there's no law, so,
They don't look both ways.
no,
Well, they're.
yes.
All right, financing, we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, we talked about the.
Okay, no police committee, LSW. Guys need LSW?
Just went over it.
Yes, question mark, next week? I don't know.
No,
Not
I
recently.
thought it was next week.
Sorry, I'm not prepared.
I know you're good. I don't think you guys have met. So, number 10, monthly payroll budget.
That's in there for you guys, cause you guys wanted. It's, There.
Information only kind of thing.
yep,
We discussed it in the DPW meeting. A little bit, Dave's working to get it down and anticipates this next month to be closer to $675. July was 831.
no, I was like, where's mine? I must have printed this over, I did that.
Let's jump back to
Not
LSW.
bad.
LSW.
All right, so, for the June, we were talking earlier about what the numbers look like for the townships, so I do have that here, so let's go over that. LSW report for June 2026. For ambulance in the city, we had 7 calls, or responses, Scioto 6, Woodhull 18, Victor 17. Mutual aid to other surrounding areas, 17 calls. For fire, the city, we had 0 calls, Scioto 3, Woodhull 8, Victor 9. And mutual aid 4. Total calls to date for the year, 208 fire calls. And 402 ambulance calls.
And that year to date, nowhere is that broken out by entity, is it?
No, but we have monthly, every entity.
You'd have to go do the math and get all the,
Then there's a yearly report as to the total number for all the jurisdictions.
Yeah, that one does break it up.
but not by jurisdiction.
Yes,
Yeah.
No, that one,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
yearly.
Yearly one. Two.
at the end of the year, we have.
But this says year to date, 208. But it
That's the
doesn't
total
say,
number of runs.
right,
But the year-end report will have it, when that last report.
When it comes.
The year-end report makes up all the individual reports
okay,
throughout the year.
okay.
Discussion of road closure applications.
So this is just discussion, doesn't need to be motions, I figured we put them in there, have everyone. Go through them, mark them up, it's just a start,
I thought it looked pretty thorough.
Yeah, I mean,
I was going to have a motion tonight to have a community event operations and road closure. If you guys want.
Yes.
My conversation with Tim and Danelle, Dan, Dave. Was, well, I got a complaint call after Summerfest about road closures. And. Talked to Dan. Talked to Dave. I think it would make a lot of sense to have a formalized policy on it. After talking to Kim Donnell, it seems like what we probably really need is an application for every event. And have the road closures be a part of it. I still think we should have some sort of policy, although didn't want to jump the gun and push something through without time to have a lot of. I couldn't get it on the agenda because I was out of town and then dealing with some family stuff this week. But thought if everyone had an opportunity to review everything, have some input, it would at least at a minimum give everyone written documentation of what expectations are, what needs to be done, when it needs to be done. And Danelle brought up a really good point. Should there be a fee associated with some of these? I mean, I can see maybe Summerfest as a community event, it's a nonprofit. Blues Fest, that's a business, and that now we've got guys coming in work weekends. I don't know.
And I did talk to the DDA about it. I mean, I discussed, this a while ago and they were completely on board. They were like, if you have a budget for an event, that should be budgeted into your budget. Then they had no problem with it. So, I mean, and they're part of the city. So if, they're a nonprofit, but they're also know that it takes a lot of time and money. But that's paid.
And there are quite a few
And-
events, even like the elevated beauty one we shut down. That was hours spent
And there's.
for no cost.
No,
Yeah.
and I'm not advocating for there being a fee, but maybe the discussion of a fee.
Well,
And it's done in other.
Yeah.
I would think that we wing it as we go and try to be fair, prudent and equitable with all parties concerned,
But I don't.
but leave it in there as you,
I mean,
Darn
it
it.
depends on what you're
and
asking.
we can put zero if we
Determined on-
choose to do so.
It can be determined on what you're asking,
You
like if
gotta
you're
be
just asking
careful
for
of
a couple
precedent.
barricades, then. Hey, yeah, not a big deal, but if you want. Numerous stuff being done and
And
they're
there-
asking for that.
Maybe the winging it part, I'm not a fan of. I'd rather have it black and white. If you want this done, it'll cost this.
I mean, some people,
Exact-
some municipalities had it by
To worry about.
fire the
precedent.
block, they're like $50 every block you.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know if we need to.
yeah,
Well, that's
that's
also-
that, yeah.
But it's
that's
not a
also
bad
did
idea.
it.
It's really not a bad idea because it's costing us. Couple $1,000 at least.
Well, we have to think
To do
us,
these events.
us is not
No, it's.
us,
Yes.
it's costing city.
The city.
Yeah,
Costing every single resident, not every single resident, not even half of the residents always go to these events,
Right.
but they're still paying for it.
well, and
But it does add to the community as a whole.
yes.
So I think we don't want this.
Same as SATA.
Victor saying
There
we don't
was-
use the library.
There's also municipalities who give nonprofits discounts, like they're half of what, a business would charge.
and we're not gonna ask a business how many barricades do you want. That's gonna be determined by.
Well,
Yeah,
they're gonna give
you
us,
want,
they have to give us a map.
right,
They have to give
and
us,
that's gonna
yeah,
determine.
and then that'll determine how much work it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Because
like a.
the whole second sheet is actually for the DPW and Dan to fill out and go, yeah, this is what they want,
Like,
this is what it
Check,
should.
that's
could
Matt,
potentially
that's Matt,
cost.
that's Matt, this is what we will have to do.
How would a parade fall in here?
I think it's kind of set up that way in there, cause we were talking about that earlier, I'm like, cause there's like, what kind of barricades do you want? Like it lists like, what do you want? Like, if you just want the little, wood ones, then obviously a parade. It depends on, like, if it's the Halloween parade, it's gonna be, on Dan that's pretty much, I mean, it's during the day and
It's
it's.
also gonna be up to the council to decide.
Yeah, it'll all come back to you, like they fill out the application and then you guys they'll fill out the second part and then you guys approve that.
So that would be like, the Blues Fest.
Yeah.
if this was in place, that would be that would be their request
Yeah.
to shut down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that, this is just a start, so if you find something that needs to be added or don't need to be in there or whatever. I think,
So basically a little bit of homework we
I
got.
mean, we have an application to rent the
Well,
pavilion, we have one for the amphitheater, there's, should be one probably.
Well,
for
this is
closing of the road.
a huge safety issue.
Well, it is, and what happened at Summerfest is, depending on who you talk to. And I acknowledge that, but DPW didn't work. Volunteer was supposed to close the road. I don't know that that's something I would be comfortable with, but that's what happened.
mhm.
The group said that they weren't made aware of it until Friday night at 9:30. Regardless, it should have been in writing. And if it was in writing, then there's no ambiguity.
Right.
And if we are going to allow a volunteer to do a road closure, I think there needs to be instruction. Like, we need to meet with that group and say, hey, if you're going to do this, this is exactly where they need to be set up. I would go as far to draw circles in the road. This is where the legs of the barricade.
Mhm.
I would prefer it be the professional employee that we have control of. But that didn't happen. And I think anytime you don't have it in writing, you open yourself up to the hour I spent on the phone, which is fine. It's not a huge deal, but I don't think it looks good. And there's a lot of finger pointing going. And
It's also probably an insurance nightmare to have non-employees of the city moving barricades, et cetera.
Well, I mean, that does happen in other municipalities quite often, and other, like. Again, it's a lot of, you should meet, this is what you're gonna do, it's not a brick barricade.
Yeah.
If the police thinks that the brick barricade needs to be there, then do I think a volunteer can do it? No, definitely not, but if it's been told as a public safety thing that it could be a wooden barricade that my child will pick up. Yep, obviously, we're not gonna have a child do it, but point being, then that is up to the traffic administrator to say if it's okay. And if that's the case, it's all in writing, it's in an application, it's been approved, there is our liability for our insurance. This was approved by a traffic administrator who is also, a police chief. This was deemed as a public safety, that is okay.
But it sets also expectations for Dave's part. Hey, pancake breakfast, you gotta have to have the grills on. You know it, you've got a target, you can hit it.
Mhm.
Are they supposed to clean the grills? When are they supposed to pick? Like, we need to put all of that in there, and if there is a fee associated, then maybe that will factor into it. I'd be curious, what do you have to do for the carnival? You don't need to, not putting you on the spot, but well, what's that? Yeah,
Every block and every barricade, every detour saying we have.
exactly, and so maybe that is something we start to look at.
That still counts,
Exactly.
right? Like that, all of it should be
But
incorporated,
that
like you said.
stuff should be detailed
Yeah.
out. This is the service the city's providing, right? Gives Dave a checklist, what he needs to get done, when he needs to get it done, right? But then there's none of that. Oh, well, I thought they were going to do this. No, you didn't. Right, this is what we're going to do.
Mhm. And worst case scenario, we're all gone one day. How do the next people know what to do?
Right,
Exactly.
Now it's right, now they have a organized standard to do.
We only have to do it once too, because every year,
Same stuff, yeah.
just,
Which is what I have right now.
Yeah.
The road closures, I literally use them every year. They're in my tickler file to pull up and I'll be like, anything changed? Nope, everything stayed the same.
We need to
Put in
bring
there.
children to these meetings so that they can.
The next
learn.
generation. Sure can. All right, anything else from anybody?
I have,
I got a couple things. No, you go.
Ladies first.
so if I have something to discuss, do I have to make a motion?
Nope. You bring it up and then we'll discuss.
All right.
This is other.
I
This
would,
is open forum.
I think that we need to look at potentially, searching for a new lawyer. Going through this district agreement with the library was hard enough with 4 different entities and their lawyers, but to have a lawyer that we can't get immediate response back, via email. I have a state librarian that the 2 of them were talking, and she had documents she wanted to give him, they needed to be mailed. That could have been a holdup in us getting where we needed to be with the district, agreement, and you know what, yes, we probably will pay more, but I think that we should be able to have that person.
In this century.
in the century. Yeah, yeah.
How do we,
Motion to RFPs.
Yeah, we.
there you go, RFP.
I'll second that motion.
There we go.
Okay. Is there nothing preventing us from keeping Richard in his current capacity in terms of what he's doing with?
We should probably ask him if there is.
But he can still do the criminal, I guess.
Yeah.
Gotta send him a letter.
As long as you don't want to get an RFP.
Is that what he does more of his criminal stuff?
I think
Yeah.
90% of what he does for the city is the criminals.
Does he have a contract with the city?
How is he as a criminal lawyer?
Usually, well, he only handles misdemeanors. Is anything above
Goes
90 days go to the prosecutor's
Yeah.
office?
You've got a good working relationship with him.
Yeah,
It's fine.
so basically, he's just doing speeding tickets and any
Mhm.
misdemeanor under 90 days. So it's not a whole lot, probably less than 10 cases a year.
Is he still at that outrageous $75 per hour?
He's 100 now, I think.
Holy moly.
Just out of respect to his years of service, if he's doing 10 cases a year and you've got no issue with it, I don't see any reason to fire him.
Correct.
But I think for new business, it makes perfect sense to engage with someone that is able to meet the level of service we require.
Do we talk with him before we go out, hire him so he doesn't get blindsided?
Well, you'd have to do an RFP, you don't know that you're gonna get people that you want to.
Well, it's more of, hey, we're gonna look
Well,
for other.
could we still
other-
We have
offer him the, to apply
Yeah,
for the
right,
RFP?
yeah.
We have in the past gotten lawyers involved for this and that and another thing when needed.
Right,
The rental code.
I don't
things
think
like
that-
I'm just doing,
I-
as Jason said, respect out of his years.
I mean,
Yeah,
there
I
have been years
Someone
that-
should talk to him.
There
I
have been
doubt
years
that
that we've
he
never
would be-
contacted him in a year.
Yeah.
I think we've never
offended.
used him.
So,
Yeah, I don't want to offend him, that's.
I
Yeah,
don't think he would be. He's not that
well, and
kind of a
in,
guy.
I don't know,
Like,
case by case, he doesn't charge us. Well, he's only
Right.
only charges.
He's
one.
really. I really like him.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
great guy.
and I'm not,
Yeah.
But,
I've met him
but I,
one time, I'm not saying anything.
no,
I'm
I
just
know
thinking
that,
we
but
need,
I think that
We've had
you're
other
right.
discussions behind the doors about this,
Yeah, yeah,
just to say, hey,
It would be
what
nice.
happens if he's unable to do the job? We don't, when we get stuck behind, then we're scrambling to find somebody. This way, if we have somebody set up that does other things. We leave the criminal for him because he does just fine with it. I think he's fine with it, so. I don't think it's a bad idea to look and to send out our, I just want to make sure he knows it's coming, so he doesn't be blindsided. That's my,
So is the RFP for all non-criminal things then? Is that?
we can make it our way.
municipalities is where we'll probably send our
Municipality stuff.
attorneys.
Yeah.
I mean, I think technically that is what he is.
Yeah.
It's one of his things listed as,
Yeah, he's listed
Municipality.
as city attorney.
yeah.
How does that work? Do you have a list of city attorneys municipal attorneys that you? How
To
does?
send an RFP to?
Yeah, does it?
Yeah.
Do you have like a master list that I send to, or it's just like a public notice, and then if they happen to see it?
I'll personally email any municipality attorney that I find,
This is an MML.
and then I will put it on.
If I know any, can I share them?
Yes,
It's open anyway, so.
Can I share them to you? I guess what I'm saying,
Yes.
to include.
Yep. I tend to get better response when you actually send it to the person, not just throw it out there as a RFP.
Who's gonna call Richard?
I'll find it.
You will, okay.
I feel like. I talked to him all the
Look at daughter.
time. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, granddaughter.
Great
granddaughter. I might be a granddaughter, she's a great granddaughter.
Anything else? Randy?
I just. In case you guys aren't aware, this weekend, there's a bicycle race going on.
Sunday.
Saturday, the 16th.
Sunday.
Do they have the
Sunday.
pavilion?
I don't,
Yeah, they have the pavilion, rented out.
didn't know that. The Austin Mocker 100
Yep.
is what I'm referring to. It's out of Sports Creek. I've done it a few years ago.
Yep.
To do like a 60-mile race, which I did that one, and a 100-mile. And the 100-mile includes Laingsburg, and this is kind of the turning point, but they'll, bicycles will be riding through on the 16th.
How many is usually in that?
A lot. I see them by the golf course a lot.
I would say there was 200 or 300 maybe, at most, 150 to 250.
So will they stop
Yeah,
and eat and everything?
Probably,
I don't, when
It's
I,
not a thing to all the businesses, but
It's not-
it's gonna be,
it's, did they?
I will.
That's, I think
will.
that'd be cool, like, and it's just kind of like another topic, but like, if there's an event coming through like that, it'd be cool if some,
Do you know-
whether it's Tammy's Bakery or whoever.
There's tea and biscuits.
Yeah, have something out to the road, like a little. basket.
Welcome to Laingsburg.
Welcome to Laingsburg, here's a
Yeah.
bottle of water,
Yeah.
or, you know, I don't know, not for this event, but like, if we know of an event coming
Well, and
through.
this is a stop, right? So they're coming.
I don't know
through
that.
here.
Maybe
Well, it's got to
that-
reserve from 9 to 3, so I'm assuming it's
I was
like,
unaware of that, I just got an email from, because I did it,
oh,
that like, hey, the event's coming up, it's not too late to sign up. Not doing it this year, but.
yeah.
And I saw like the A's painted on the, if you see an A painted on the road and there's some on West
I've
Street,
noticed those.
Yep.
that's for the Austin Mocker.
Okay.
But,
The route.
and it shows like, this is where you're turning, like if the A's turn
25, but they could read.
point to the right.
They're bicycles, they're not cars.
And A's are this big. Everybody sees those, but anyways, just.
Yeah, I'll send out an email to
I-
the businesses.
Fine.
Oh,
Right.
Great to read it.
yeah, and also, yeah, police heads up, I guess, just for safety, I guess.
It'd be nice if they, it'd be nice if they reached out.
Wow.
Accounts that they.
That is one of,
It goes through all, I mean, Swartz
that
Creek.
is one of the things when we had that study done.
Yeah.
That's
Laingsburg.
So one of the biggest events that went through the town of Laingsburg was not anything but a bike race that started at Sleepy Hollow and came through here. So that was the most people in our town at one time. It's a bike race. Well, they're not races.
And that one was from Sleepy Hollow,
They started it.
so a different one.
Yep.
Yeah, but the
Yep.
businesses knew they could do.
Yeah, they,
farm.
and everybody's like,
Ice
what,
cream.
when
Yeah.
did this happen? Nobody knew it even happened, but that's
Well, they go
a
quick.
a chance
Oh,
where
it's a
people can.
sporty town.
Well, but if they're renting the pavilion, then they plan on stopping here.
Yeah, this is a stop. I mean, I
We're a
did a
stop.
dumb so I know that
Rest area.
certain places are for stops.
You did the dummy? Yeah, that's not, yeah, and.
So this is a stop. If you rented the pavilion, then this is a stop that they're gonna stop and rest, fuel up, get ready for the next.
Drink.
Yeah.
Social district.
Yeah, when I did the dummy as well, yeah, you stopped,
It
you
is.
got, there was different organizations that were giving out snacks or
Yep.
food, or restaurants you could stop
I
at.
guess the ambulance will pick them up.
It just was that, it was an exception.
This-
Is it always
What else you got?
the little part, only during
That's it.
Thursdays,
That was it?
yeah.
Okay, anybody else got anything else?
Table builders on.
Okay, motion to adjourn? Or? We're adjourned. Thank you. I haven't signed one. Should I not sign this?
Yes, because that's for last year's.
That's already.
That's last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's,
You wanna make.
One time.
is there? No, is bandage.
Is on, thank you.